Hello students. See, we'll discuss about Bohr model of an hydrogen atom. In Bohr model of an hydrogen atom, already we have studied the postulates, everything. So what can we expect in the competitive part is the relations which are there in the Bohr model of an hydrogen atom. What are the relations are there? I am going to go through that. Okay. So in Bohr postulates, you know many things. In that, first thing, we will try to calculate radius of nth orbit. We can find the radius of an nth orbit of an electron which is revolving around the nucleus. For that, let's say I will take an example of hydrogen atom. Plus E is one atom. Now imagine one electron is making a circular path. At the center we have one proton. Imagine one electron is making a circular path having mass m minus I. Why it is, according to Bohr's postulate, why it is making circular path? Because there is a force of attraction. Correct? Na? There is a force of attraction between the nucleus and the electrons. What is that force? Electrostatic force. So Fe is the electrostatic force between these two, proton and electron. Since I am taking this is the example of a hydrogen atom, plus E is the only key. Okay? Suppose, see here, if I take any other nucleus, it will become plus ZE. Let us take for any better, we will get Z also here. We will take for other cases also. And from this, so this due to this electrostatic force, electron is making circular path. Because the electrostatic force is there, means the circular path, the electron is making circular path because it has got centripetal force. That centripetal force is due to what? Electrostatic force. So I can equate it. This is the one thing. Particle, the electrons will be making a circular path. We imagine around the nucleus, this electron will make. So Fc is the centripetal force, Fe is the electrostatic force. That electrostatic, since due to the nature of their charges, electrostatic force is there. Now because of the motion perpendicular to this nucleus, the electron, due to the velocity, which velocity? Electron velocity, perpendicular to the nucleus, it is making a circular path. Because of electrostatic force, there is a centripetal force acting on the electron. So here, Fe can be written as Ke into Ze into E divided by, let's say the radius of the R is, the radius of this circular path is R, it becomes R square, and same thing, Fc becomes mv square by R, okay, where V is the tangential velocity, R is the radius of the path, m is the mass of an electron. So both has to be equal. Fe will become equal to Fc. So this will become mv square by R will be equal to, what is that? Mv square by R will be equal to Ke into Ze square divided by R square. So this I want what? Radius. Our target is, I can write it, I can substitute, it becomes a little bit long. Radius of nth orbit. I want to bring up the relation between R and N. Okay. So let me tell you, this can be written as mv square is equal to Ke Ze square divided by R. Okay. Now we know from Bohr's postulate theory only, we know that, we know that mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi. The angular momentum of the electrons which are making a circular path is given by nh by 2 pi, which is constant. Correct? So this is from Bohr postulate. So with this equation, I can write V is equal to what is that? nh by 2 pi mr. Focus on this equation. Let's take this equation 1. Focus on this equation. Let us take this equation 2. Okay? This equation 1 and this equation 2. I am going to rub this heading. Here you see radius of nth orbit. Okay? Radius of nth orbit. From those two equations, I can write m into v square. V means m square h square divided by 2 pi mr square. Sorry, not 2 pi mr square. 4 pi square m square into r square will be equal to how much? Ke, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into z into e square by r. Here 1 r is getting cancelled, 1 r is remaining. 1 pi is remaining, pi is getting cancelled. 4 is getting cancelled. So 1 m is getting cancelled, 1 m is remaining. Okay? Then what else? Check that. Nothing else. Is there anything which is getting cancelled? Here r is getting cancelled. 1 r is getting. So you will get here what? You will get here n square h square divided by pi m into r. Pi m into r will be equal to z square by, sorry, it's just z square by epsilon naught. Okay? Now r is equal to n square h square epsilon naught divided by how much? Pi m z square r. Are you understanding? Pi m z square. Are you understanding? Or I can write this is pi m e square r. E square, not r. Pi m z square. Wait. That's it. Pi m z square. Pi m, here I have to see now. Pi m, this r will go this side, z square. Okay. Pi m z square. This will be the formula. So, here for solving numericals, I will make it a shortcut formula. So, what is that shortcut formula means? This is the formula for radius of nth orbit in terms of n. See, here also you can find radius, but I want to formula in terms of nth orbit. That is why all these steps I have made. And Rn is equal to n square h square epsilon naught divided by pi m z square. I will make shortcut formula. You remember the shortcut formula. Radius of nth orbit means you have to remember very easy. What is that? See here, except n square z, I will make everything separate. Rn is equal to epsilon naught h square divided by pi m e square. Okay, into n square divided by, this is n square divided by z. Okay, epsilon naught h square divided by, all these things are constant. Epsilon naught h square divided by pi m e square, all these things are constant here. So if I calculate those values, I was about to get this value .53 angstrom. Okay, 0.53 angstrom. So you can write this value formula. Rn is equal to 0.53 into n square by z. Okay, for shortcut here, in terms of angstrom. So what is the radius of nth orbit? 0.53 m square divided by z in terms of angstrom, because this value is there in terms of angstrom. So if I use this formula, if I take some numericals, you will understand the importance of this. For hydrogen atom, z will become 1. Other atoms, put the value of z. I have just taken. So this is very important, you have to remember. Rather than remembering this, remember this. 0.53 into n square divided by z. The answer what you are getting will be in terms of angstrom. Okay? So radius of an nth orbit is what? 0.53 into n square by z. See, from this, for first orbit, from this r is radius of the nth orbit is depending not linearly to the number of orbits which are formed around the nucleus. So I can say from this equation that radius of the orbits are not equally spaced one after the another. Okay? So this is one thing from this thing I can say. And it also depends on the type of nucleus which we are considering, that is Z. Okay? Next velocity of nth orbit. Velocity of nth orbit with the same diagram. I will start from here to write up. Start from here. We know mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi. So v is equal to nh by 2 pi into m into r. See, my target is bringing the relation from velocity to nth orbit. Velocity and n. So this is one equation. So v is equal to nh by 2 pi r. I want to eliminate, if you don't know r, I want to eliminate r, and so I will substitute the formula for r. What is that? N square h square epsilon naught divided by pi m z e square. Correct? Huh? N square h square epsilon naught. This is the formula. Correct? Huh? This is, and imagine I will substitute the value of r here. If I substitute the value of r, what will happen? This equation is going to be v is equal to nh by 2 pi m into r. I am substituting. R means n square h square epsilon naught. Above that you will get pi into m into z e square. Okay? Here one n is getting cancelled, one h is getting cancelled, remaining is one h and one n. Okay? Then what else? Pi is getting cancelled, then m is getting cancelled, then what is remaining? So v is equal to z e square divided by 2nh epsilon naught. 2nh epsilon naught. Okay? 2nh. So see here 2nh, no, sorry, 2nh epsilon. Here one thing I am going to do, I will separate this z by n. These are variables. E square by 2h epsilon. V is equal to E square by 2h epsilon naught into z by n. Z by n. And this is one thing. And try to understand here one thing. What is that? One thing you can ask question. Sir, here V is inversely proportional to n. Here V is directly proportional to n. Correct, no? This question can come in your mind. See, this relation will tell what it will tell. It will tell that if a radius of orbit is more, one minute. What I was telling is, see, look at this equation. You will get confused regarding, sir, in this case, if higher orbits are there, velocity of the electron is going to increase. Correct? No? Here by looking at this equation, you will tell, sir, if higher orbits are there, velocity is going to reduce. Which is correct in this? I will give the answer for that. Okay? See, here if you are changing the value of n, r value is also changing. Yes or no? R value is also changing. So, we cannot bring up the relation between V and N here because R is also there. When I change N, R is also changing. I want the relation between V in terms of N such that other I can make constant usually. What is that? This is why I substituted R as N square, H square, everything constant. At last we reach one constant. Here, velocity of nth electron depends on the orbit. As orbit are higher, n value increases, velocity of the electron decreases. Again you will ask me one question. Sir, we are saying that energy of nth electron will be more as orbit becomes higher. But here you are telling velocity of nth electron is decreasing as you go higher orbit. Correct? No? That question you keep it in mind, I will answer for that. Write down one statement. As you move into higher orbits, velocity of the electrons are going to reduce. This is the conclusion from this. Correct? No? Then I have to write this formula for solving numericals. So here what I am doing, this is one important formula. If I multiply both sides by C, see, I will just write down like this. This is one important thing. And V is equal to E square, or else I will write here on Y again. Correct, no? See, I will multiply both sides by C. What is C? Where C is the speed of light. Where C is the speed of light. V is equal to E square by 2 h epsilon naught, which will be equal to Z by N into C. I will take one C denominator, E square divided by 2 h C naught, okay, will be into C into Z by N. This whole constant I call, what is that? I am going to rub here again. I will rub here and I will tell you. This V, I will write it as alpha, or like this, alpha, correct? No? Alpha into Cz divided by N, where alpha we call it as fine structure constant. What is that? Fine structure constant. Alpha we call it as fine structure constant. So this constant, what is the value of this? If I rub here, the value of this will be equal to, alpha is equal to, or like this, no? Alpha is equal to 1 divided by 137. Okay? 1 divided by 137. So this is very important, where its value is given as what? E square by 2h epsilon naught C. Correct, no? C epsilon naught. Where alpha, again I am writing like this. Alpha is what? E square divided by 2h C epsilon naught. This is the value of strength. And here, this formula, what is the value of alpha? 1 by 37. Not 37. 1 by 137. Correct, no? This value is 1 divided by 137. So, you can find velocity of nth orbit. As nth orbit are increasing, this is speed of light. Remember, for solving numerical, this formula. All these things you cannot substitute. Just remember this. Even for CET also it is useful to remember. 1 minute question you have to answer in a, one question you have to answer in 1 minute. So remember this one. V is equal to alpha into C into Z, where C is the speed of light. And see here, this formula alpha is applied. This is very important. Only alpha value is applied. Only in quantum process. What do you mean by that? When I am talking at quantum level, at that time only this formula is used. Try to remember. You see certain questions in atoms are there where you will use the centripetal acceleration, but Earth and Moon are revolving like this. Questions will be asked. So this formula alpha is applied when we are talking about at quantum level. Then only you can apply. Okay? If you solve some numericals, you will get this. Okay? So V is equal to Vn. Velocity of an nth orbit is equal to alpha into Vz divided by N. This is one important formula. Okay? Then we have another thing. What is that? One more relation we have, orbital frequency of electron. Orbital frequency of electron. Velocity is given by, or speed of an electron is given by 2 pi r divided by time period. Okay? So, what is this? Velocity, speed of an electron. Here 1 by this I can write as 2 pi r into f. So V is equal to, or f is equal to V divided by 2 pi r. Correct no? Correct no? On, I will not derive it. On substituting the values of V and R. On substituting the values of V and R. What is V? Velocity of speed at the nth orbit. What is R? R is the radius of nth orbit. You are going to get m into z square e to the power of 4 divided by. You can try because it looks a little bit bigger. That is why better you only saw that 4 epsilon naught square n cube into h cube. What is that? 4 epsilon naught square n cube into 4 epsilon naught square n cube into. See this formula, no need to remember directly. If you remember this concept, frequency, what is the frequency of orbital electron? See why I am writing this formula means, because here you want proportionality, that is why. What is that proportionality? See here, m is constant, E is constant, 4 epsilon naught h cube, all are constant. So I can write F is proportional to z square divided by n cube. This is very important. If you know the proportionality, you can solve the numericals. Okay? So this is about 3 terms which are there, or orbital frequency, velocity and radius of the orbit, and energy of the nth electron will deal. Correct? No? So here V you substitute the value in terms of nth orbit, R in terms of nth orbit, the formulas are given already. Substitute those values and try to calculate like this. Okay? Calculate the radius of the second orbit of an hydrogen atom. So, solution n is equal to 2 given second orbit. Rn is equal to the shortest formula 0.53 into m square divided by z. For hydrogen atom z is equal to 1. So Rn becomes 0.53 into 2 square divided by 1, that is 0.53 into 4. So how much it is? Rn? So Rn will be equal to, this is in angstrom, Rn will be equal to 4 3s are 12, 2.12. Okay. So the answer is 2.12. Just you solve it in competitive. Correct now? This is one question. Very simple. See here, the diameter of the innermost orbit of hydrogen atom is 1.06 angstrom. What is the diameter of 10th orbit? So, for innermost orbit, n is equal to 1. Radius we know. What is that? 0.53 into n square divided by z. Yes or no? Into n square divided by z. So, what I can say is put n is equal to 1. Which atom is telling? Hydrogen atom. So z is equal to 1, n is equal to 1. For first orbit, the radius of hydrogen atom is 0.53 angstrom. Correct now? For first orbit, 0.53. So this value is nothing but 0.53. So I can write Rn is equal to R1 into, because 0.53 is R1 into z square divided by n. Sorry, not z square. N square divided by z. N square divided by z. Here Rn will be equal to, for a tenth, R1 into 10 square divided by 1. So R10 will be equal to 10 square is how much? 100. So wait 1 minute. See here. What is R1? 0.53 into 100. So radius of 10th orbit will be 53 angstrom. Okay. So 53, what will be the diameter of the 10th orbit? 2 into 53, 2 3 just 6, 106 angstrom. Here one thing you might have observed, without using this value, I have calculated. Correct? No? N is equal to 1, Z is equal to 1, I know this formula, that much fast this formula is. Even the values are not there, you can calculate. He has given 1.06 angstrom, but I calculated without using that value. With using that value, how to calculate? Is just write down, what is that? With using that, R1 is equal to 0.53 into 1 square divided by 1 angstrom. R10 is equal to 0.53 into 100 square, 10 square divided by 1. So ratio them, again you will get same. Then multiply it with this one, you are getting the same. Correct? Here we are utilizing the value. Or what is that? There is no requirement of this value itself, directly we can calculate. Anyhow, we will move to the next problem. See, very simple question. Determine the speed of electron in nth orbit. Determine the speed of electron in the n is equal to 3 orbit of helium nucleus. So question is find the velocity of a find the velocity of an electron which are present in the third orbit. So n is equal to 3, z value is equal to 2 because helium nucleus, atomic number is 2. Correct now? So Vn is equal to, as far as we know in the quantum analysis, alpha into Cz divided by n. Correct now? Where alpha is 1 divided by 137, constant value, pure number it is. So V third will be equal to, alpha is 1 divided by 137 into 3 into 10 to the power of 8 into Z value, it is 2 divided by n is how much? 3. So 3 is getting cancelled. So V3 is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of 8 divided by 137. So this is the value of speed. Let me calculate and tell you. So you are getting 0.0145 into 10 to the power of 8. So speed of the electron will be 1.45 into 10 to the power of 6 meter per second. Okay, got it now? See here, which state of triply ionized beryllium has the same orbital radius as that of the ground state of hydrogen atom? When I say ground state of hydrogen atom, for hydrogen, let us take N will be equal to 1. Okay? For beryllium, what will be the N value? For which state? Which state means he is talking about which state of orbit. Which state of orbit he is talking. So for beryllium we have to find N dash value. Correct, no? So beryllium has got, what is that? Hydrogen atom has got 1 atomic number. Beryllium has got 4 atomic number. This is been. Has both are having same. See, for which orbit of beryllium, which orbit of beryllium, state means he is talking about N. So beryllium has the same orbital radius as that of the ground state. So there is one orbit which is equal to the size of a first orbit of hydrogen atom. We have to find it. See here, we know Rn is equal to 0.53 N square divided by Z. Correct, huh? So Rn, so here Rn, this one will be equal to what? Rn dash will be equal to 0.53 into N dash square divided by Z. This one, no? Divided by Z dash. Can I write like this? For beryllium, this is the formula. For hydrogen, this is the formula. So if I divide them, Rn divided by Rn dash, R dash will be equal to what? Correct, no? Or look at this. Both are having same orbital radius. Given in the question, Rn is equal to R dash. So when they are equal, N square by Z is equal to N dash square by Z dash. We'll find what is the value. I'm going to rub here. I need to find N dash. Okay. So N is equal to 1 square. Z is 1 will be equal to N dash square divided by Z dash is 2. Not 2, 4. So N dash square will be equal to 4. N dash will be equal to, this is the second. So second orbit will be having the same radius of first orbit of the hydrogen atom. Second radius of the orbit of beryllium atom will be having the same radius of the first orbit. Okay. How many times the electron go around the first orbit of hydrogen atom in 1 second? So how many times the electron will make a circular path in 1 second? This is nothing but frequency. Find the orbital frequency for n is equal to 1, first orbit, first Bohr orbit, and z is equal to 1. So as we know, F is equal to what? F is equal to mz square into the power of 4 divided by how much? 4 epsilon naught square n cube into h square. Correct now? Sorry, not h square maybe. It is h cube, not h square. It has to be h cube. Okay? So this is the formula. Apply. Mass of an electron 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31. Z value into 1 square 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 to the power 4 to the power 4 divided by how much? 4 into 8.85 into 10 to the power of minus 12 whole square into n value is 1 cube into, okay, this is the value of 6.67 into 10 to the power of minus 30. Correct? 6.67. Rather than we take 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 30. How much? Cube. Solve this value. The problem is very simple, but solution is very tough. You have to solve. How much it is? Frequency you are going to get around 6.6 into 6.62 into 10 to the power of 25 hertz. Am I right? 25 hertz. Not 25. Sorry. 15 hertz. You can check the answer. I have directly written the answer. You can check the answer. It has to be 6.62 into 10 to the power. Direct formula it is. So there is no alternate path for this. Or better you calculate all these values leaving z square and n cube and keep it m into e to the power of 4 epsilon naught square h cube. You calculate all those values and find that values and keep aside such that f is only proportional to f is equal to some constant k value which you have calculated into z square divided by n cube. Because I have given f is proportional to z square divided by n cube except n cube and z square other are constant. So you make a shortcut formula for that. Okay? Like that we can do. The time period of the electron in the initial state is 8 times the final state. What are the possible values of n1 and n2? Okay? See, I didn't write. We have to consider hydrogen atom. Time period of the electron in the initial state is 8 times the final state. What are the possible values of n2? For which type of atom? Hydrogen atom. Here, we need to find n1 and n2. n1 by n2 we need to find. Why? What are the possible values are there? We need to find n1 and n2. Possible values rather than n1 by n2, we'll write n1 and n1 and n2. So it is 8 times he is telling. He is telling it is 8 times. What are the possible values of n1 and n2? Here given z is equal to 1. So frequency, as far as we know, it is proportional to z square divided by n cube. Frequency is proportional to z square divided by n cube. See, here it will be helpful for us. There are two frequencies, f1 by f2 can be written as, here z is common for both initial and final. So I can write n2 cube divided by n1 cube. Okay? Or as we know, f is 1 by t. F is 1 by t. 1 by t means again this ratio will reverse. I can write t2 by t1 is equal to n2 cube divided by n1 cube. Or t1 divided by t2 will be equal to n1 cube divided by n2. So t1 by t2, what is the value of t1 and t2? Yeah, I didn't write. It's one condition. Time period of the initial state is 8 times of final state. Time period, what is that? The electron in the initial state is 8 times of the, okay. T2 is 8 times of T1. So we will substitute. T2 is 8 times of T1 will be equal to N1 cube divided by N2 cube. So T1 gets cancelled. So you will get cube root of 1 by 8. Cube root of 1 by 8 is equal to n1 by n2. What is cube root of 1 by 8? 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is equal to n1 by n2. Or n2 is equal to 2 times of n1. The first orbit will be 2 times of second orbit. So this relation will give you the possibilities. Put n is equal to 1. If n is equal to 1, n2 will become how much? n2 will become 2. Put n is equal to 2. n1 is equal to 2. n2 will become 4. That means these two, for second orbit and fourth orbit, share the time period relation as 8 times. First and second orbit share the time period relation as 8 and what is that? 8 times. Put n1 is equal to 3. n2 will become 6. Third orbit and sixth orbit will have the time period relations. Their relations between them will be 8 times. Are you understanding? This is what the problems they are going to ask generally. So